Always poor, never bored here, back with another break video. Sorry about the last one, had a malfunction on the microphone I was using. That's why there was absolutely no sound to it. But don't get too worried about it. The cards are terrible. It was from the Allen and Ginter set of baseball cards, and it has a lot of other people in it, such as movie stars, artists, things like that. Anyway, not a very good set. Last time we did the year 1989 Topps Baseball, and today we're going to be a little bit quicker with things, maybe get a few more views like that. I know people don't want to sit there for a half hour listening to me talk. Today, however, we are going to be doing the 1990 trash truck just drove by. The 1990 Fleer Premier Edition football. I've got an unopened box. One of the cards I'll be looking to get again. I already have the Joe Montana. This one is in my personal collection. It's the only one really I have from the Fleer 1990 set. Of course, you know, Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith. Those are some of the guys we'll be looking for out of this box today. Hopefully we can get some of them. And here is the box. Bought it unopened, as you can see. So it's the first time this box has seen the light of day in a long time. And at least it's not wax packs, they're plastic. We'll go with the first grouping, and we're going to go through them as quick as possible because there are a ton of commons in these football sets. There's so many players, 53 to a team. Also, hopefully we can get Jerry Rice. That'd be nice as well too today. James Garland, Eric McMillan, Tony Casillas, Gary Zimmerman, Rosenberg, Hill, Andre Ware draft choice. Boy, we all thought Andre Ware was really going to be something. A great player at the University of Houston. Just didn't work out in the NFL, but we'll set that to the side. Riggs, Anthony Munoz, Hall of Famer. One of the top Bengals of all time. Another pack. And these cards are in mint condition as well. This has been stored properly and held on to for a very long time by the previous owner. Forcade. Eric Allen. Oh, there's Herschel Walker. Running for Congress. I hope he never does that again. That was absolutely horrific to watch him speak. And there's the Jerry Rice card. We were really hoping to get that, set that to the side for just a moment. Michael Brooks. So we're going to go ahead and put Jerry in some plastic. I don't want him to get messed up. Double him up. So there's the Jerry Rice common card. There's a better card with Jerry. I think it's with him and Montana. But for now, that goes to the side. This could be a good box, man. Only a couple packs in and gotten some exactly what we wanted already. Of course, I hope the Bo Jackson is in here. Bo Jackson's my favorite football player. O.J. Anderson, running back. Jerome Brown, great defensive player. Charles Haley, sack man himself. Lonzo Highsmith was good. Chris Spielman, great defensive player. Richard Dent, great defensive player, part of that 85 Bears team. Nobody could score on. I wound up with a floor full of trash over here. This one's already kind of open, but again, like I said, this was a box nobody's touched. And there he is, Jeff George. I've got a handful of Jeff George rookie cards. He just didn't work out initially, but had a good tail end of his career. But we'll set that to the side. Still not a bad card. Mike Singletary, the leader of the Bears defense. Great player. Hall of Famer. Anthony Tony was a good running back. Be good to find the Randall Cunningham as well. This was his heyday with the Eagles. That punter card. Don't see many of those, right? Actually, watching a break with the really expensive boxes, and somebody got a 1-of-1 punter autograph out of, I think it was a select box. That's pretty crazy. I mean, 1-of-1 card with autograph, you'll take it any day of the week. It looks like we got our first checklist here on the back. And Minifield, good player. Oh, Ronnie Lott. May give that to my brother-in-law. Huge 49ers fan, and Ronnie Lott was one of those guys you didn't want to come across the middle as a receiver and meet him. Mark Rippon, I believe he led the Redskins to a Super Bowl championship. Miller, Stark. I'm going to set that to the side just because it's a rookie. And a checklist. I always save the checklist. Somebody might buy it. You never know. Post it, buy it. Maybe trying to complete their set and they don't have that checklist. Looks like we got the Art Monk card here on the back. Art Monk, one of the greatest Redskins of all time. Great wide receiver. Kofor, it's Gentry. Pat Swilling, great linebacker. Tony Mandrich. Now they consider him to be one of the biggest busts in NFL draft history. Possibly could have been due to steroid use prior to going into the NFL. Just was a huge man. But ended up having a couple good years after leaving the Packers. So not a total bust in my opinion. But yeah, the way he was hyped up, considered one of the biggest busts in NFL history. But we'll keep that card. Evans, Anthony Carter, Townsend, Leonard Smith, Reggie Langor. Keena Turner was another good player for those 49ers groups. And these are stuck together. You can see the back of that one is there. So they have been in this box for a very long time, which is the kind of box that I love the most. Because, I mean, you can tell, too, from the way the cards are edged. I mean, there's really nothing wrong with these. Just be centering issues, possibly, if you were trying to have them graded. And I'll probably have a couple of these graded if we get some that we want. Marion Butt's a great player, one of my favorite running backs. Ball, Stallworth, Marion. And another checklist. Everybody loves those. Sims, Logan, Marcus Allen. Hall of Famer, one of the greatest of all time. Steve DeBerg. Great backup quarterback. Ended up having a decent career. We'll keep him to the side. Maybe he's worth a little bit. And Tim McGee, one of the Bengals' leading receivers back in 1990. All right. And like I said, these are a little bit sticky. Coming apart well, though. No issues with the cards as far as damage because of that. Let's get this out of my way. Set this over here. And Ron Hiller. Now, that's a little unusual right there. Ron Hiller and Ron Hiller, back to back, same name, different teams, different guys. Let's set this to the side. Maybe there's an error there or something. I don't know. Wade Wilson, good backup quarterback. Never be for McGee. And there's Bernie, the sidearm man himself. Played in one of the greatest games ever. I think it was the drive by the Broncos by Elway, who were also hoping to find an Elway card. Kosar just never could get over the hump with that great Cleveland Browns team. Tom Rathman, another guy you wouldn't want to get in his way. One of the great fullbacks of all time. Gary Clark, good receiver. Lanier. And there is Mr. Adidas himself, Jim McMahon. Had a very long NFL career before he literally got killed on the field, because back in the day they did not attempt to protect the quarterback the way they do now. All right. Last pack out of this stack. Like I said, I'm trying to go quick as possible so people don't have to watch this all day long. And if you do want to just watch highlights, you can always flip through at the bottom as long as you've got YouTube Premium. Lomas Brown, Kevin Butler, one of the best kickers of all time. And there's the Deion card. One of my favorite players of all time. This is back in the era when he was playing baseball for the Braves and football for the Falcons. Actually, him and Brian Jordan both played football and baseball for the Atlanta Braves and the Falcons. But this was when he was just in his heyday, his primetime days. The get the interception, take it back, return punts. So this definitely gets a little extra protection. This is probably going into the PC. Yeah, this box is looking really good so far as what we want, but still some gems out there to be had. Bo Jackson, Randall Cunningham, Barry Sanders. Next group. I think we might just go tear into them. Yeah, the plastic is seen better days on these, but at least it's plastic, not wax or bubble gum in it. I got a Don Mattingly in that 1989 Topps I pulled the other day. It had the bubble gum end on it, and that just basically ruined that card. Not that it was worth a lot of money, but Stetler, I think he helped lead the Giants to the Super Bowl or won one. Mike Tomczak, backup turned starter for the Bears. Decent quarterback. Bobby Hebert. I loved watching that guy play. I loved his name better. And plus played for the Saints. It was good to watch those Saints teams actually be competitive after years of stinking. Plus they had Sam Mills, who ended up becoming a Panther, which I am a huge Panthers fan. I'm from North Carolina. You'll hear me talk about them, of course, not in this set because they didn't exist yet. But they got a statue of Sam out in front of the Panther Stadium. Carl Mecklenburg, great defender. Roger Thomas. Speaking of Sam, there he is in his Saints uniform. Like I said, ended up coming over playing for the Panthers. Developed cancer, passed away, but the keep pounding slogan, mantra, that comes from Sam, and was a great human being from all that we've ever heard. And yeah, R.I.P. Sam. And there's the Randall Cunningham. Like I said, this box is hitting. But this set, I mean, this set of Fleer, you know, and I think you would hit just about any time you bought a box with this many cards in it. But Randall Cunningham, one of the best dual threat quarterbacks at this time, kind of set the standard for what would become dual threat quarterbacks. Also one of the few black starting quarterbacks in the NFL back in the day. So a lot of things that he did that people didn't do. I remember watching him throw a 99-yard touchdown pass one time. Of course, he didn't go 99 yards in the air. But great quarterback. Ended up going to the Vikings, throwing a lot of touchdowns to Mr. Randy Moss when he was early on in his career. We're going to go ahead and sleeve this one because I think this was one of the top 5 most valuable cards in the set. Go with the Deion. Man, I tell you, just looking back at these just reminds you of Sundays. You know, my Sundays were spent hanging out at my Nana's house, but me and Papaw, my grandfather, that's why I call him Papaw. Hey, I'm from the South, we're rednecks. But we would watch football together, and it just brings me back to those days of some of these players I can remember seeing so much of. And there's the Barry Sanders card. A lot of people want to argue saying he is probably the best running back in NFL history. I would have to agree on many fronts with that. Definitely the hardest to tackle, the most elusive running back of all time. We'll sleeve him in a second. Don the Magic Man Mikowski, quarterback in Green Bay before Brett Favre got there. Injuries cut his career short, but he was really fun to watch. Called him the Magic Man. Chris Dolman, great defender. We'll set him to the side. Bob Golick, we'll set him to the side. Bubby Brister, great football name. Kelso, Tim Manoa. And another one of my favorite all-time running backs, the Nigerian Nightmare. I've got his rookie card. I've had his rookie card since 1988. My mom gave me the Topps 1988 football set for Christmas that year, and I've always kept that card because I loved watching this dude mow people down. He was an absolute beast of a running back. I don't even think he played football until he was in college and at Azusa Pacific, of all places. Just one of the, I think he was trying to make it in track and field, doing some stuff there. Anyway, ended up making it into the NFL, had a good career. The Nigerian Nightmare, Christian Okoye. And we'll also put Barry. And that Barry, I mean, these cards, the conditioning's really, really good. I really think some of them are gradable cards. Could be gem mint. Especially that Deion Sanders. It really looks good. I've got a stack of Deion's baseball cards over here. I'll show you guys one day from my personal collection. Not that he was the best baseball player, but to actually be able to, him and Bo Jackson, to play both sports was pretty darn good. Alright. John Nunn. Code. Sanders. Carlos. On the kicker. Tim Crumrah, I remember that name. Might be worth a penny or two. Still looking for Bo Jackson. I found Deion. I talked him up. I talked up Barry Sanders. Now I want to talk up Bo Jackson. Not really a good rookie class out of this year, so they won't find many good rookies, I don't believe. Harvey Armstrong. Yeah, Blair Thomas. I have a stack of Blair Thomas rookie cards of every make and model. Very hyped prospect. Went to the New York Jets and just unfortunately was unable to make it. But heck of a college running back. We'll still set that to the side to add to my Blair Thomas worthless rookie stack. And there's the third or fourth most worth card, valuable card in this set. The Super Bowl MVPs, Jerry Rice, Joe Montana. Quite possibly the best quarterback receiver tandem of all time. Jerry Rice has all the receiver records. I'm not sure anybody's going to catch him. It's so hard nowadays to be able to play the longevity that Jerry Rice had, the number of catches, yards, but I think he's still the all-time touchdown leader in the NFL. But that card right there is a pretty good card, and the condition's great. So, man, I mean, I'm finding all the ones that we want to find so far out of this. We're not even halfway through the box yet, so really having a good pull here. But like I said, this is a rather common set. So Keith Jackson, good tight end. I remember him. Hassan Jones. Jim Kelly. We will keep him. Kelly quarterbacked the Bills, 4 straight Super Bowls. Never could win one. Survived cancer. Fought through it. Great guy. Roger Craig, running back with the Niners when they were winning. Ricky Sanders, good running receiver. The Icky Shuffle himself, and I know you saw what was behind it was the Elway, which is awesome. But the Icky Shuffle became so iconic. Oh man, didn't mean to drop those. Sorry. That when Darrell Waltrip won the Daytona 500, he actually did the Icky Shuffle in victory lane and spiked his helmet like it was a football. So it was a cultural phenomenon. You've probably seen the commercial when he was in the grocery store ordering cold cuts. Funny guy, great running back there for a couple of seasons. Love Icky Woods. And, of course, there's the Elway card. One of the most iconic quarterbacks of all time. Definitely lived up to his draft hype. Won 2 Super Bowls. So this is working out pretty well for me at the moment. Like I said, the plastic, once it gets to this age, you can see it just kind of disintegrates when you open them. Lorenzo White. Excuse me. Well, here's our first All-Pro card. These were a beautiful card, by the way. I love the silver backing that they did this year. This Fleer usually made good-looking cards until the Fleer 1991 baseball set was absolutely horrific, yellow and black, and they just looked terrible. But this is a good-looking card. Sterling Sharp, that's another keeper. Had neck injuries not happened to this guy. This is Shannon Sharp's brother. Shannon Sharp, who, of course, just left Skip Bayless's program for good reasons. Shannon Sharp won some Super Bowls, played great with the Ravens and I think the Broncos. But Sterling was the guy that really helped Brett Favre kick his career off because he was an amazing receiver, but neck injuries cut his career short. Keith Byers, good running back. Williams, Jackie Slater, yeah. Jump to the side. Oh, that one opened good. Almost. Almost opened good. You can, like I said, you can see him just coming apart. Well, Boomer. One of the few left-handed quarterbacks. He and Steve Young back in the day. Mark Jackson. I think Mark Jackson's the one that caught the pass from Elway in the drive that beat the Cleveland Browns Bernie Kosar team. Talked about Bernie earlier. Vinny Testaverde, really hyped draft pick, great player out of University of Miami. Went to Tampa and just could not get anything going. Of course, Tampa was terrible back in those days, just the organization as a whole. But ended up having a really good end of his career. I remember seeing him playing with the Jets. Harbaugh took over when McMahon got hurt. Jackson, that's pretty good. And there is the Minister of Defense himself, Mr. Reggie White. Was the NFL's all-time sack leader for quite some time. I believe one of the linchpins of a great Buddy Ryan-led Philadelphia Eagles defense. And was a minister, of course, after leaving football. His church was burned down. They still have not built that church back to this day, I believe. And Reggie has since passed away. So R.I.P. Reggie White. Kevin Green ended up playing for the Panthers. One of the guys that came along in the early years for the Panthers. One of my favorite Panthers. My dad loved him. My dad wanted a Kevin Green jersey so bad. But back then it was a little bit more tough in 1995 to get those kind of jerseys, especially when you were poor like we were. But yeah, Kevin Green came along and was a great player for the Panthers defense. So I'll set that to the side for sentimental reasons. And we're going to put this Reggie White in some plastic because he was another one of my all-time faves. Reggie played at the University of Tennessee, of course, before going on to play for the Eagles. And again, this video is running a little long, so if you just want to skip through to the highlights where you can see me actually holding the card for a minute and talking. Another one of the All-Pro cards. Gorgeous card. Hadn't got one from anybody of any significance, though, yet. Another punter. Chris Miller. Decent quarterback, Chris Miller, for the Falcons. I think when he got hurt and they didn't put Brett Favre in, I think they played Billy Joe Tolbert was the guy. And it pretty much was the catalyst for Favre wanting out of Atlanta. So you can just imagine, had Favre maybe came in when Miller had gotten injured, what could have happened? You know, could that team have won a Super Bowl that year with Jerry Glanville coaching? Because the defense was definitely good enough and the offense was pretty good as well. But we'll never know now. Mike Quick, good receiver for Randall Cunningham. Rod Woodson. I've got a few Rod Woodson cards. Got some brand new actual Purdue Rod Woodson cards with the they were out of the, you know, the foil hologram types. So I've got a couple of those. So those are going to go with that. Scott Norwood. Poor guy missed the field goal that could have won the Super Bowl for the Bills against the Giants. And but came back the next year and won the AFC Championship game with the kick. But again, you know, 4 straight losses for the Buffalo Bills back then in the Super Bowl. Just totally heartbreaking for them. But yeah, Norwood, he'll never forget that kick. That is for sure. All right, we got 2 more racks here to pull out. More stacks, racks, whatever people call them. I don't want to use the wrong terminology and the wrong set again, make me feel like a dum-dum. Yeah, like I said, the Hellers, we're going to leave those guys there. Not have my mic on. But look, this is just really my third video of actually breaking. So I see Thurman Thomas there on the back. Joe Jacoby was one of the Hogs. That's what they called the Redskins offensive line back in the day. There's Rodney Peete. He ended up being a quarterback for the Panthers. Jay Schrader. Merrill Hodge. Y'all might know him from TV as a commentator, but this is him as a running back for the Steelers. Willie Anderson, and of course I want to keep that Thurman Thomas too. Thurman Thomas was, in my opinion, extremely underrated, but he played in an era with Bo Jackson, Barry Sanders, Marcus Allen. You know, other guys kind of outshined him with the star power, but Thurman Thomas was just a workhorse running back, great receiver out of the backfield. Loved watching that guy play, and was one of the main reasons they went to 4 straight Super Bowls. Steve McMichael, step that to the side. Dalton Hilliard, got a couple of Dalton Hilliard rookie cards. Not really worth much money. Andre Rison in the Colts uniform. Yeah, I remember when his girlfriend Left Eye burned his mansion down because he was cheating on her. She threw all of his stuff in the bathtub, set it on fire, and it actually caught the mansion on fire itself. Why would you cheat on Left Eye? She's gorgeous. Just a beautiful woman. Oh, was. She's gone now. Passed away. Oh, Don Beebe. Remember, he's the guy that chased down Leon Lett in the Super Bowl and knocked the ball out of his hands when Leon was celebrating a little too much. And one of the few highlights for the Bills in that Super Bowl because the Cowboys just blasted them. That was such a great Cowboys team. Darryl Green, one of the best defensive backs of all time. One of the fastest guys ever to play in the NFL. Steve Atwater, one of the best DBs to ever play in the NFL, Hall of Famer. Gary Hogaboom. Man, boy, I tell you, that was a name you want. If you know NFL football back in the 90s, you know that name. Eric McMillan, that was another great member of the Jets defense. Cards seem to be cooling off a little bit here on this back end. Still some big names to be had. Where's that Bo Jackson at? We want that Bo Jackson. He's got to be in here somewhere, right? Came at the end of the day. Came at the end of the pool the other day. And there's the Steve Young card. Of course, Steve Young took over for Montana. Ended up having a Hall of Fame career himself. It's crazy how they went back-to-back Hall of Famers there. And there's another great card. This is the Jerry Rice All-Pro 1990. It's beautiful. Hey, had just great year after great year after great year. This is going to get set to the side too, and that card condition is absolutely perfect. You could just see it gleaming in the light. Williams. And there's another Herschel Walker. God, I tell you, man, that was just painful watching that man speak, trying to run for the Senate. I don't know what the people of Georgia were thinking. I mean, I'm trying not to get political on here, but anybody with any sense, when you listen to that guy talk, you're all like, wow, this person should not be one of the 100 most important people in the United States. And there's another Ickey Woods. And another John Elway. Awesome. Got 2 so far out of this pack. We'll hope we can find the Lawrence Taylor. That's another one that would be a big one. Lawrence Taylor and Bo Jackson. Neil Anderson, good running back. After Walter Payton retired, Neil Anderson kind of took over as the back there. I've got Neil Anderson's rookie card from the 88 set that I told you my mom bought me back in the day. Here's O.J. Anderson. Good running back himself. Looks like Harden, Benson. All right. Yep. Let's see, Bo Jackson, Bo Jackson, Bo Jackson. I'm talking him up. He's going to come. He's going to come hang out with us again. He did the other day. Him or Lawrence Taylor. Either one. We'll take either one. Bo Jackson or Lawrence Taylor right now. Because we. Oh, Derek Thomas. Another great linebacker. Sack master. Life cut tragically short in a car accident. Still had plenty of prime left in him. So R.I.P. Derek Thomas, one of the greatest of all time. John Taylor, I believe he caught a game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl. And there's another Jeff George rookie. Like I said, I think that now makes me, I got like 8 to 10 of those now. Maybe more than that. Another Mike Singletary. Anthony Tony was a decent running back. We'll check that. All right. And I'm not even going to tell you guys how much I paid for this box because you'll be mad at me. But I'm going to promise you it wasn't that much money. Penny Blades, great player. Craig Ironhead Hayward. His son, Cam Hayward, now plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to set him to the side, too. It's Carter. All he did was catch touchdowns. Steve Berline was a starter. And another Ronnie Lott. And the reason I'm keeping the Ronnie Lott cards, my brother-in-law, huge San Francisco 49ers fans. Ronnie Lott was one of his favorite players of all time. Plus his name is Ronnie as well. Hope he doesn't get mad for saying that. Telling people his name is Ronnie, but he's a great guy. Like I said, probably the biggest 49ers fan ever. He goes and flies around the country to watch them play. So he's one of those kind of fans. And there's another Andre Ware rookie. Like I said, this wasn't the greatest rookie class. A lot of these guys just busted out. There's another Munoz. Kind of just keeping the Hall of Famers and people I know to the side. We'll keep that Mandrich too. Again, like I said, biggest bust of all time. It's worth something to me just to hold on to. Just a little bit of NFL history. And let's see here. Trying to hurry up with these. We are at the end of the stack. Cornelius Bennett, great run. There's another Jerry. And, of course, keeping that one. Brooks. Marion Butts again. All right. Well, we're down to the last few packs to try to find the Lawrence Taylor. And that's going to be it for this box. Put that to the side. Lawrence Taylor, Bo Jackson. Lawrence Taylor, Bo Jackson. Look at that again. Now, if that is not absolutely crazy, Ron Hiller and Ron Hiller, both again, one after the other. That happened earlier. I can't explain that. I don't know, man. It kind of blows my mind. It's I guess the way they sequenced it, maybe they had the same name, so they got stuck together. Not that I don't think it made any worth any money or anything, but just still crazy. Okay, seeing some cards I haven't seen yet. So maybe there's the Montana All-Pro. Sweet looking card again. We've got the Jerry Rice All-Pro and now the Montana All-Pro. Another Deion. I will take it. Clyde Simmons, another member. The great Buddy Ryan, Philadelphia Eagles led defense. There's another Rippin. Dixon. Percy Snow, like I said, not a great draft class. Checklist, don't want those. Rich Gannon went on to have a really good career with the Raiders. I believe he won an NFL MVP, actually. Come on, Bo Jackson. Come on, come on, come on, come on, Bo Jackson. Anthony Carter. Here's an Art Monk. Lawrence Taylor, Bo Jackson. Lawrence Taylor, Bo Jackson. Lawrence Taylor, another checklist. Oh, man. And it's the first card, too. That stinks. Here's another Marcus Allen. Take that. Steve DeBerg. Cedric Mack. Chris Moore. And yet another Berry. In perfect condition. Centering looks good. I'm telling you, man, these cards are absolutely pristine. Another Magic Man, Mikowski. 4 packs left. We're over 30 minutes. Sorry, guys. Like I said, if you just want to go to highlights, I kind of stopped and show the really good cards. You can listen to my commentary at that point. Just kind of, and there's another Bernie. Rathman. Gary Clark. Another McMahon. And nobody of consequence after that. 3 packs to go. 3 is my favorite number. Give me a Lawrence Taylor. Give me a Bo Jackson. Come on. Come on. You've given us so much already. Give us those guys too. There it is. I talked it up. There's the Bo Jackson. Just ask Brian Bosworth how good of a football player this guy was. Runs him over in the end zone and looks down and says, next time bring bus fare. So, yeah, Bo Jackson. Talked it up yesterday, got it, or 2 days ago and got it. Talked it up today and got it. Thank you. Jimmy Everett, great quarterback. Andre Reed, great receiver. Eric Metcalf, good. Another Montana. Wow, just a... this is the pack that keeps on giving right here. I'm telling you. Man, what a good player. Blair, and look, it even gave me another Blair Thomas rookie card. I think now I've definitely got over 10. Thank you. Football card gods for this box. It has been amazing. The only way it can get even more amazing is a Lawrence Taylor in these last couple of packs here. Or another Bo Jackson. I'll take one so I can, you know, add to my Bo Jackson PC. Who didn't like Bo Jackson back in the day? Mandley, Chip Lowmiller. Gosh, I remember those names. And there's an Anthony Munoz All-Pro. Beautiful card. Hall of Famer. Oh, Tom Zach. Bobby Hebert. Sean Collins. Keith Jackson. Great tight end. All right. And we are down to the last pack. Another Sam Mills. Another Cunningham. Again, one of the more valuable cards out of this set. Howie Long. It's a valuable one. Bruce Smith. Yes, we'll take that. Dennis Smith. Robert Abel Robinson. All right. So we didn't get the Lawrence Taylor, but we got literally everything else. Just some quick highlights. Barry, more Cunninghams, 2 Deions, Jerry, Joe Montana. A lot of other cards I'm going to look at. Thanks for watching with me. I know it's been over a half hour. Again, just skip through to the highlights. You'll see me stop and hold the cards up, talk a little bit about them. I think next up, and we're going to do 1991 Upper Deck Football, and that'll probably be tomorrow. And I'm going to show off some of the baseball cards from the pool the other day. Show off some more of my personal collection, possibly. If you guys want to see it or not, like, comment, let me know. Please subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. And always poor, never bored.